Huh? My new bodybuilding clothes. Scorpion! 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 Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to another Natural Gallant bodybuilding vlog, and today I'm going to be training some chest, back, legs, calves, and some shoulders and triceps. So I'm just basically missing out on biceps there, and I don't really train abs, so I'm not really missing out on abs, am I? No, I'm not. Anyway, so today I'm going to be training some flat dumbbell presses, as you can already see, and I'll go up to the 120s, and I'm kind of being careful with them a little bit because my pec was feeling a little bit just sensitive, my left pec anyway, so I'm just trying to be careful there. And I think that has to do with just some of the instability caused from the previous hockey injury that I had. So anytime you have instability in a joint, you want to make sure that you slow down the velocity, especially during the warm-ups. And if something feels a little bit off, you want to make sure that you lower the tempo just a little bit, just to make sure you give your body a little bit of time to adapt, to find that perfect groove. Because anytime there's a position that you're in where you're in or out of balance, or not in balance, but you're out of balance, what will happen is that will be a possibility for an injury, right? So that's why I'm going a little slower in the 120s here. Well, I'm sure it's not Brandon's favorite song, but hey, gotta take some time to make fun of some people in the gym because I'm getting it back, as you'll see later on in the video, so anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to do about 3-4 sets of this, and those of you that have seen me in the last couple of videos, you'll notice that in this video I don't look quite as lean. That's because this video is before I started dieting, actually, so the footage here is, a few weeks ago, so it'll be interesting for you to see the next workout. You'll see how much leaner I am based on a few weeks of lowering the carbs down a bit, replacing it with protein, and upping some of the good fats as well in my diet. So I'm really, for the first time in a long time, taking my diet seriously. Honestly, for about 3 years. It's been a long time since I've really taken my diet seriously, so I've been putting on some muscle. Better not be talking smack over there.
Yeah. That guy right there, that's who we're talking about.
When I think of something to say, I'll come get you. Yeah, I'll think of something and I'll put it in my voiceover. I got it. This is actually Glenn. This is a clip of him. He's an actor, so here's a clip of him, and a nice mustache, Glenn.
Who's that?
So who's that, you say? That's Glenn. So he trains in the gym. Usually the wild voice in the background, that's him. That's him yelling and screaming and jumping around and laughing and whatever. So shout out to Glenn here. So anyway, I'm going to be just doing 3 or 4 sets of 120s. And I feel somebody's going to interrupt me again here. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Ballet class already started or what? Hey, well, we all have our hobbies, okay? So, don't make fun of me, I won't make fun of you, all right? Yeah, you're wondering where the long hair was coming from. I've been called hippie for a while, but maybe I'm a ballerina in my spare time, hey? You never know. You never know what I'm up to, huh? Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to finish off with some 100-pound dumbbells here. I went to 120s for about 3 sets, and then I came back down to 100s just to get a good pump, just pump it out and get that blood in there. I've been trying to actually push my body a little bit more, so I've been starting to eat a little bit better even at this video, but of course the diet hasn't taken effect. It doesn't take effect instantaneously, but I noticed that my energy is going up for my workout, so I can get more volume in and use a little bit more weight in some cases, and basically my recovery has gone up too because my protein has gone up. Now it's really funny, on the internet there's always somebody just trying to kind of make a new trend. They're trying to reinvent the wheel, and the reason why they're trying to do this is that they're trying to brand themselves, and by doing so they can make a profit, and they're not really worried about whether what they're saying works or not. They're really, more than anything, just trying to get your attention just to make a profit. And one of these stupid things that's going around the internet is that, oh, well, you don't really need more than 60 or 70 grams of protein a day in order to gain muscle and all this kind of stuff. And if you can see, right now in the last few videos, people have been noticing I've been putting on some size. The only difference really I've made in my diet is that I have increased my protein and lowered my carbohydrates down, so that way I'm getting more of that nutrition in, okay? So your body needs to make muscle tissue out of something, and what it makes it out of is protein and essential fats, okay? Carbohydrates help fill you out, but they're not the building blocks of what muscle tissue is made out of. So I'm not saying you have to go crazy like 400 grams a day or 300 grams of protein a day, but what I am saying is that you may notice that you might need more protein in your diet. You know, if you're not recovering, or if you're not gaining strength, or if you don't have the energy to push through your workouts, perhaps you need to look at your diet. It's not always your training. You know, a lot of people look at their training program and say, oh, my training program. But the truthful thing to say is that if you're not eating enough, you will not recover from your workouts. You know, so eating is definitely 70 to 80% of your training program.
Movie magic, eh? He's watching me make movies over there. He's watching me make a movie. Seeing how the magic works. He's seeing how the magic works, man. It's pretty Steven Spielberg shit, isn't it? See? Yeah, I look way better on camera. That's pretty pathetic.
Well, I deserve that. With as much dishing out as I do in the gym, I deserve to get a couple comments back to me. So that was a good one, Archie. That was pretty funny. So yeah, so I went to back after, and I just felt like doing some machine pulls like this. I really like the stretch that I get in the lats. And as you notice, yeah, I keep my arms slightly bent. I make sure that tension stays on the lats the entire time.
Bam!
I scared you there, didn't I? I think I scared you. No, come on, you can admit it. You can admit it. I scared you there. You didn't expect that. You didn't expect that. So yeah, so I do about 3 or 4 sets of this. I'm doing about 3 plates a side, which is not too hard for me, but it's a nice, like I said, the sweet spot in the weight. I feel like I can get, 15 reps, 10 to 20 reps, somewhere in there, and it just feels right. It feels like I'm not straightening out the arms and trying to get momentum in order to do the movement.
Did you comment? Did you comment on my last video?
Oh yeah.
Which one did you comment? Did you comment?
You comment.
You comment? Was it a nice comment?
Oh yeah, it was a good.
You were nice.
Good video.
You weren't calling me.
Oh no, it was legendary.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I'll find you. If you make a shitty comment, I'll find you. Find anybody that makes a shitty comment. Notice you're not wearing one of my tank tops.
Yeah, I gotta get it.
I can't help but notice. You don't have one of my tank tops either.
Where can a guy get one?
Yeah,
Unless next week.
Yeah, they're on the way, right? You guys already been on the way? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're on the way.
After that tweak, I'm kind of.
Yeah.
You don't need to touch them at the top.
Good, yeah. Come right above the shoulder and down, right? So constant tension, right? So keep the tension on the chest.
Okay, yeah, no break.
You understand? Can you feel it right here?
Yeah.
You'll need a bra after it. Right? You keep the tension on there, but it doesn't overstretch the shoulders though, right? So. Not all of us can be big like Jeremy, but we gotta try.
I know.
Try. Right? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm bigger than you.
Hey, you know what? But you gave me an autograph. So that's good.
I know.
Thanks for autograph the other day. You gave me an autograph.
Oh, yeah?
That's good. Yeah, that was good. Alright guys, have a good one, eh?
So after teaching those 2 guys how to do a bench press with the dumbbells and keep the tension on the chest without stretching the crap out of the shoulder joints, I moved over to the pec machine, and I've been doing a lot of this lately, and it just so happens just when I'm filming, this is the exercise that I happen to be doing quite a bit lately. It's just a rear delt. I'm doing rear delts here. I sometimes alternate this with bent over lateral raises, so I'm hitting the rear delt that way, or sometimes I'm doing some rotator cuff on the bench where I'm just laying on my side and externally rotating. But I do love to train the rear delts the most, side delt second, and then the front delts third. And I know it seems kind of different than most people. Most people are like shoulder press, shoulder press, shoulder press. Well, I mastered the shoulder press a long time ago as far as I got really strong in shoulder presses. But I find that what you really want to do as a bodybuilder is hit your weak spots and really get them to pop. You want to really create that 3-dimensional sort of look in the physique. And I'm getting so much front delt work from inclines and from bench presses that I want to make sure that I don't have any strength imbalances. So it's really important for me to make sure that rear delt and the rotator cuff and the side delts are really strong, so that way the front delt isn't overpowering the whole system.
Hey, you gotta hit the beats. Hey, that's right. Top Gun, man.
Yeah, highway to the danger zone, man. Highway to the danger zone. The music was playing in the gym, so I was having some fun with that. But yeah, here I am doing some rear delts and just keeping that tension constant, And sometimes what I'll do is pump a couple reps at the top and then come down, you know, just to keep that tension right on the rear delts. But it just depends on how much weight I'm using and what kind of mood I'm in. But lately I've been really kind of just focusing on that squeeze at the top, like a couple, you know, 2 or 3 pumps and then come all the way down, 2 or 3 pumps, then come all the way down. Here's Jeremy coming up to distract me during my set. I guess ballet class is out, so he's got something to say here.
Oh yeah! Come on! 10 more! It's like being a WWF. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Like, oh yeah, boy! Come on! Get more reps! That's right.
Look at a peak on that.
That's right. Hey, you must have saw my latest video, how to be your biggest fan. How to be your own biggest fan. You must have saw my video, right? You gotta be your own biggest fan. I just put it up last night. So, you know, seeing the title is not the same as watching the video. Seeing the title is not the same as actually watching the video. Jeremy seems to have a problem with this, but just so you know, still waiting for the autograph. Sign your biceps. So I don't think you can fit an autograph this fucking.
Okay, enough goofing around. After about 3 or 4 sets of rear delts, I went over to do some walking lunges. So it's important for you to warm up in this exercise especially, more so than a lot of other exercises, I would say. Just because you are stretching the hamstrings, you're stretching the hips and the groin, and if you're not warmed up and then you start using some weight, also because of the instability inherent in a walking lunge, it lends itself to a lot more opportunities to pull or tear or tweak something, you know, and I have done so. I have tweaked a few things, you know, doing this stuff without a proper warm-up. So it is good to use your body weight at first, just go through the motions. You know, I know you look stupid, but you know, whatever. You don't look like the strongest person in the gym. You don't look like Hercules because you're just doing your body weight, you know. But ultimately, it is a great movement. It is one of the greatest movements for building legs and butt and glute and hams. But you want to make sure that you are but you want to make sure that you are warmed up. Okay. So once you move up to 75s or 100s or whatever, 5 million pound dumbbells, I don't care what you do, but it's a great movement. I really do like this one as a finisher as well, because once your legs are nice and warm from leg press or squats or something, and then you do these after, it's like your legs are really nice and warm, and then you really get that extra stretch, and it seems to really pump the legs up. I really enjoy these. Yeah, so I'm using about 75 pounders, and I'm not having really a hard time with them. It's pretty easy for me, but I find that once I get into the 100 pounders and stuff, I start fighting the grip so much, and I really want to just focus on my form and just feeling my butt and hamstrings and my quad all the way through the movement. And I use this really like a stretching type of exercise as well, just kind of stretching the area out, making sure all the fibers feel good, you know, because sometimes you'll have muscle knots or tightness in certain areas. So I find that this is a great exercise for taking care of that as well. Just really establishing that mind-muscle connection and really balancing everything out, you know, between your left side and your right side, because you're always going to have one side that's stronger than the other and one side that's weaker than the other or less balanced.
Oh, Neon. There he is. There he is. Neon. Go, bud. Good night. Thanks for coming down to the gym today. Thanks for coming on down to the gym.
You see what that was right there? That was a great stall tactic, you know? It was a way of me avoiding doing a set, getting an extra couple minutes of rest in or whatever so I can socialize. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see, I'm doing also the double pump, okay? So some people just, you know, they walk, they just go left, right, left, right, left, right. The reason why I do the double pump is because it slows down the momentum of the walking lunge. So it makes it less dangerous for a hamstring pull or a groin pull or adductor pull, you know, whatever it might be, whatever is vulnerable at the time when you're lunging and stretching, okay? A lot of times the pain that you experience when you're doing walking lunges is pretty intense, or it can be at least. And it's common for people to try to rush the exercise because they want to get through the pain. They just want to just avoid it, right? But what I've learned, and you know, over almost 3 decades anyway of training now, is that you want to embrace the pain and slow it down, enjoy it. Don't try to rush through it, because by rushing through pain, a lot of times you will create an environment where you will have to deal with a lot more pain, you know, like an injury or a tear or muscle pull or something. So this is a way of making the exercise a lot more safe. You don't need to do it, but it is a really neat way of doing it. It's kind of a combination between a one-legged squat and a walking lunge. Okay, so it's kind of a hybrid of the two. And yeah, very effective. So try it out and see how it works for you. standing calf raise is the second last exercise I'm going to do, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of plyometrics in between sets with these, you know, just little bouncing, little jumping movements that I talked about in the Secret to Growing Calves video that I made. And basically what I like to do is stick to a little bit higher reps. I find if I strain like 5 reps on calves and stuff, I don't really get much of a pump from them. So I find that sets of 10 to 20 to 25, 30 reps, I seem to get more an intense burn, and it seems like I get more results from that at this point. But to tell you the truth, I have been really dropping the ball when it comes to calves. I've been training them once a week, twice a week, but not really hard. I've been just, you know, coasting through. Okay, so, you know, I've been training a lot of other body parts really hard, trying to bring them up. Like my calves I've been kind of slacking on a little bit. I have to say, don't do that. Don't slack on calves. You don't have to slack on calves just because I've been slacking on calves. But it all started years ago when I was playing hockey, and every time I trained calves, it was like I was one of those weeble wobble type toys on the ice. Like I couldn't actually stabilize because the calves are responsible for a lot of stability, right? You stabilize your ankle with a lot of the calves. So I found that whenever I trained calves, I just was a mess when I played hockey. Here I am jumping, you know, just doing little jumps and stuff. There's different types of plows. Some people get a jump rope and just do little jumps. I wouldn't recommend jumping high off a box or anything, and I wouldn't recommend doing the MC hammer here. Okay, you can do the MC hammer if you want, but I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, after bouncing around like an idiot for a little bit, I get a little bit of a pump in the calves here. And like I said, I can bring my calves up. My calves used to be about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch bigger. But yeah, just some work. Just, you know, I just got to concentrate on them for a little bit and they'll come back real quick. So here I am going over to the tricep press down, and I've been doing a lot of variations of tricep press downs. So tricep press downs are not all created equal, okay? Because a lot of times people watch somebody do a tricep press down, they say, oh, that's wrong. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. You know, just the typical type of shit that's on the internet. But the bottom line is that when I step away from the rack, I'm actually hitting a different part of my tricep as opposed to when I step forward, because you can see now the force is going in a 45-degree angle away from me, or maybe, you know, 60-degree. It might be a little bit more steep than that. But as I step closer to the rack, the force is going to be more vertical, and so the torque curve is going to be different. The stress is going to be on different muscles in the tricep. Just so you know, those moves will not work the tricep. You will not get an extra pump in the tricep, and that scorpion maneuver is copyrighted, patented, and owned, and whatever. You got to buy the franchise rights from me if you want to use the scorpion in your workouts, okay? Or in your bodybuilding posing routine. If you're going to do a posing routine, don't you dare use the scorpion without getting some sort of permission from me. Otherwise, you know, my lawyers will be on you, okay? So just so you know, just got to put it out there, just a little disclaimer, you know, these really complicated moves are very hard to come up with. It takes a lot of creativity, so I want to make sure nobody's stealing it. So anyway, as you can see, just doing press downs, I like to step away from the rack because I do seem to hit a lot of the long head of the tricep. And yes, that's the inner head. You know, I had some guy on the internet saying that, oh no, when your arms are back, it's only the outer head. That is true only when the arms are back passively, not actively, okay? Much different. Right now, I have to hold my elbows back because the tension in the machine wants to pull my arm forward, okay? So that will work the long head. Ta-da, you know, genius stuff right here. I don't know why this stuff's so complicated for some of these supposed experts to figure out, but anyway. So right now I just turned around, and now from turning around, I've totally changed the angle, and I've actually stretched out the long head, and I'm hitting a whole bunch of other different fibers in the tricep that probably didn't hit failure from the previous way I was doing a press down. So now I'm taking that failure deeper into the tricep. So some of you have noticed that I put on some tricep size. Well, this is what I've been doing. I've been really focusing on hitting all the different fibers in the tricep, and also focusing on hitting so many different angles rather than just doing 1 or 2 exercises. I'm really focusing on trying to hit that failure in as many different angles as possible. So I hope you got something out of this video, and thanks a lot for tuning in, and thanks for sharing my stuff. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. Take care for now.